There are moments in life that look small from the outside, almost invisible, like a quiet drop of water falling into a still lake. But inside that moment, something powerful is waiting. A single decision, made in silence, can create waves that travel far beyond what anyone can see. This story begins in such a moment, simple, ordinary, and easy to ignore. But hidden inside it is a turning point that can change everything. Think about your own life for a second. How many times have you stood at a small crossroads, not realizing that one path could lead to a completely different future? This is a story about that one choice, the kind that doesn't shout, doesn't demand attention, but quietly asks, will you move forward or will you stay where you are? Every day feels the same when nothing changes. The mornings come, the nights go, and everything in between feels like a loop that repeats again and again. There is comfort in routine, but there is also a hidden danger. When life becomes too predictable, it slowly steals your dreams without making a sound. Deep inside, there is often a voice that whispers, "There must be more than this." But that voice is easy to ignore because change feels uncomfortable and comfort feels safe. The problem is, comfort can slowly become a cage. You don't notice the walls at first, but over time, they grow stronger, keeping you stuck in the same place with the same thoughts, the same fears, and the same results. One day, something unusual happens. Not something big, not something dramatic, but just enough to break the pattern. It could be a failure, a missed opportunity, or even a quiet realization that time is passing faster than expected. Suddenly, there is a question that cannot be ignored anymore. Is this really the life I want to live? This question is powerful because it forces you to face the truth. And truth is not always comfortable. It shows you the gap between where you are and where you want to be. For many people, this is the moment when they look away, choosing to stay in the familiar. But for a few, this moment becomes the beginning of change. The decision does not come with fireworks or loud music. It comes quietly, almost like a secret. It might sound like this: I will try. That's it. Just 3 simple words. But those words carry a weight that can change everything. Saying, I will try, means stepping into the unknown. It means accepting that you might fail, that things might not go as planned. But it also means giving yourself a chance to grow, to learn, and to create something new. This is where the real journey begins. Not with perfect confidence, but with a small, brave step forward. At first, nothing seems to change. The world looks the same, people behave the same, and the challenges are still there. It can feel disappointing, even frustrating. You might wonder if your decision was meaningless, but what you cannot see is the change happening inside you. Every small action you take is building something: discipline, courage, and belief. These things are invisible at first, like seeds planted under the ground. You cannot see them growing, but they are there, slowly preparing to break through the surface. As time passes, the small actions start to connect. One effort leads to another, and suddenly, there is progress. It may not be fast, and it may not be perfect, but it is real. You begin to notice that things are different. Your thoughts are stronger, your focus is sharper, and your fear is a little quieter. The same situations that once felt overwhelming now feel manageable. This is the power of consistency, the quiet force that turns small decisions into big results. But the journey is not smooth. There are moments when everything feels difficult again. Doubt returns, whispering that maybe you are not good enough, that maybe you should go back to your old life. These moments are important because they test your decision. It is easy to move forward when things are going well, But true change happens when you keep going even when it is hard. This is where many people stop. They think the struggle means they are on the wrong path. But in reality, the struggle is part of the path. It is a sign that you are growing, that you are stepping beyond your limits. There comes a point when the change becomes visible. It might be in your skills, your confidence, or the opportunities that start to appear in your life. People around you begin to notice. They may ask what you are doing differently. The truth is, the difference is not in one big action, but in many small ones. It is in the decision you made when no one was watching, when no one was encouraging you, when it would have been easier to do nothing. What makes this story powerful is not the result, but the process. The realization that everything started with one simple choice: to try, to move, to act. That choice created a chain reaction. It changed your habits, your mindset, and eventually, your life. This is how transformation works. It does not happen overnight, but it begins in a single moment. Think about how many people are waiting for the perfect time to start. They tell themselves that they will act when they feel ready, when they have more knowledge, more confidence, or more support. But the truth is, readiness is not something you wait for. It is something you create. The act of starting is what builds confidence, not the other way around. If you wait until you feel ready, you might wait forever. There is something important to understand here. The decision itself is not magical. It does not guarantee success. What it does is open a door. It gives you a new direction, a new possibility. But you still have to walk through that door every day, even when it feels difficult. The power of the decision lies in its ability to shift your focus from what you cannot do to what you can try. Over time, the life that once felt stuck begins to feel alive again. There is a sense of purpose, a feeling that you are moving toward something meaningful. The days are no longer just passing by. They are building something. Even the challenges feel different because they are part of a journey, not just random obstacles. This is the difference between living by default and living by choice. One of the most surprising things about change is how it affects not just you, but the people around you. When you grow, you inspire others to think about their own lives. They see what is possible, and it makes them question their own decisions. Your courage becomes a mirror, reflecting what they could become if they also choose to act. In this way, one decision can create a ripple effect, touching lives beyond your own. But it is important to stay grounded. Growth does not mean everything becomes perfect. There will still be setbacks, mistakes, and moments of doubt. The difference is, you handle them differently. Instead of stopping, you learn. Instead of giving up, you adjust. This mindset is what keeps the journey going. It turns challenges into lessons and failures into stepping stones. As the story continues, there is a moment of reflection. A quiet pause where you look back and see how far you have come. The person you were before feels distant, almost like a different version of yourself. And it all traces back to that one decision. It was not the biggest moment of your life, but it was the most important one. It changed your direction, and direction is what shapes destiny. Now imagine standing at that same moment again, but this time with awareness. You know that your choice matters. You know that even a small decision can create a powerful impact. The question is no longer, can this change my life? But will I allow it to? This is where your power lies. Not in waiting, not in hoping, but in deciding. Life will always present you with choices. Some will be obvious, and some will be hidden. The challenge is to recognize their importance and to act with courage. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to take that first step, because once you do, everything begins to shift. In the end, the message is simple but powerful. Your life is not controlled by luck, by circumstances, or by other people. It is shaped by the decisions you make, especially the ones that push you out of your comfort zone. One decision, made with courage and followed by action, can change everything. So when the moment comes, and it will, don't ignore it. Don't wait for a better time. Don't let fear decide for you. Take that step, however small it may seem. Because inside that step is the power to transform your life in ways you cannot yet imagine.